Welcome back to another video on the channel. In this one I'm going to be previewing tomorrow's Lexington and Prague Open finals. This is going to become a regular feature for big ATP and WTA events. I will start doing full tournament previews, predicting the winner at the start of the tournament, and then just producing a couple of videos throughout the tournament previewing the finals and semi-finals. With this tournament, obviously the lineups weren't great in either event due to the current restrictions and stuff like that. A lot of players are still pulling out the events. The US Open's coming up soon as well. Obviously Cincinnati before that. Novak Djokovic confirmed he is playing in both events. So I will be covering them events as well. But for today, looking ahead to tomorrow's two finals, both in the WTA, as I say, Lexington and Prague. And kicking things off with the Prague final preview, which will be a fantastic match between Simona Halep and Elise Mertens. So kicking things off for Elise Mertens, just having a look at her first. A 24-year-old Belgian, currently ranked in number 23 in the world. She has won 5 WTA titles in the past, 3 on hard court and 2 on the clay. Reached a semi-final in the Australian Open back in 2018, and she's had a very successful doubles career as well. Won 9 career titles, and did win the US Open last year, Grand Slam obviously, partnered by Irina Sabalenka. This week she's played very well. She's had wins over Camilla Giorgi, Jeannie Bouchard, Pliskova to reach the final this week, and she's played at a very good level when you consider it is her first competitive event back. She's a very solid baseline player, consistent on the forehand, double-handed backhand is a big weapon, and she's confident around the net, being a very solid doubles player. The one slight criticism for me of Mertens' game is probably a serve. She does win many free points off the serve, and I do think a second serve could also do with a little bit of work. Against a brilliant returner like Halep, who likes to attack early in a rally, she's going to need to serve very, very well to keep off Halep getting into her service games with ease. She does have an adaptable game style, as I say, that ability to come to the net, which she might need against an opponent like Halep. So moving on to Simona Halep. Doesn't really need an introduction. 28-year-old Romanian, former world number 1, now ranked number 2 in the world behind Ash Barty. She's had obviously a lot more career success than Elise Mertens so far, is a few years older, but she has won 20 singles titles, obviously including them 2 Grand Slams at the French Open and Wimbledon. Being inside the top 10 and winning titles since around 2013, constantly making deep runs at Grand Slams, and it was brilliant for Simona to eventually get over the line at that French Open, and she followed it up at Wimbledon last year. She reached the semi-final of the Australian Open this year before losing to Garbine Muguruza, and then won the title in Dubai before lockdown. She's had a favourable draw this week. Every match she's won, she's been a massive favourite in. Beat Begu in today's semi-final. I think that's probably the best she's played all week, playing herself into form. And she's been very aggressive this week. As I say, she has been the favourite, but she's really took the initiative in matches, taking the ball in early, and the forehand in particular looked very, very good all week. She is my favourite player on the WTA to watch. I think she's very entertaining. What she sort of lacks in size, she makes up for with the heart, desire, and she's the best defensive player in the world. And I quite like watching the defensive counter-punching style, similar to Djokovic. She's a fantastic counter-puncher, arguably one of the best ever in women's tennis. Turns defence into attack by creating angles and hitting flat balls down the line while on the run. And I think she'll enjoy the pace that Mertens develops with the ball. Mertens has got a big weight of shot, and obviously with that brings a risk of unforced errors, and also Halep's defence is absolutely rock solid, and it'll allow Halep to sort of redirect the ball and create angles to put Mertens on the back foot. And I think the weight of shot that Mertens brings might turn out to be an advantage for Halep. She's very capable of running the balls down, getting the balls back deep in court, and that might just knock Mertens off. And as a verdict for the match and prediction, I think Halep over the past 2 or 3 years has been the best player in the world, certainly the most consistent. She makes very few unforced errors, which makes it incredibly hard for their opponent. And she's also had lots of success on clay. Mertens is a solid clay court player as well, but Halep's got that French Open win to really back that up. As for Mertens, as I say, being in great form this week, striking the ball very cleanly, but beating the defence of HALEP on a consistent basis is very, very tough. She's like playing a different animal compared to most of the women on the tour. I very rarely back against HALEP, and I do think she'll win this final in 3 close sets. I think she's playing herself into form, and she'll just get better and better, as they all will. But I do think HALEP will win tomorrow's Prague Open final in 3 sets. And moving on now to Lexington, a more unexpected final, I think you have to say. We had the likes of Serena and Venus and Coco Gauff in the draw. But tomorrow's final will be played out between Jill Teichmann and Jennifer Brady. So first off, looking at Teichmann, 23-year-old Swiss player, currently ranked 63 in the world. She did win the Junior US Open. Hasn't a pro career, probably hasn't quite gone to plan yet. Hopefully this kickstarts a pro career because she's had a fantastic week. She has won 2 WTA titles and she's 2 from 2 in finals, so she'll be looking to keep up that 100% record tomorrow. 2019 has been her best year as a pro so far, winning those 2 titles and claiming her first ever top 10 win over Kiki Bertens in the final of the Palermo International, I think it was last year. To be honest, I haven't seen a great deal of her play before this week. I watched her against Putin early this week, and I was really impressed with the forehand and her tactics in that match. You know, she looked for the deep, high bouncing ball against a short opponent, and that sort of welcomed the short ball from Putin. You know, Putin I think struggled to deal with the height she was putting on it, which allowed Teichmann to sort of come in and be aggressive on the forehand, take control of the rallies, and I thought she looked very good in that match. She played a fantastic semi-final, used the lefty serve well, and looked to me like she has a solid all-round game, and definitely, you know, improvement there, and she can progress and have a very solid career. She's clearly in good form. She's reached the final without dropping a set yet, as has Brady. So 2 certainly informed players, and they've both clearly been working hard in what's been the break. To come back in the form they have is very impressive. Moving on to Jennifer Brady, 25-year-old American, currently ranked 48th in the world. She has won 4 singles titles and made a couple of 4th rounds at Grand Slams. I think for Jennifer Brady, I think a lot of people would agree that the best is yet to come for her. She kicked off 2020 with 2 fantastic wins over Ash Barty and Garbina Muguruza, which I think will do her confidence the world of good. And she said pre-tournament she's been working very hard in the off-season. Did play a couple of non-competitive events in America before this tournament just to get sort of warmed up, and she showed this week, I think, that she's better than ranked 48th in the world. You know, she's yet to drop a set, and she's played the likes of Magdalene, Heather Watson, Bukova and Coco Gauff, so she's had a very tough draw, and to come through that without dropping a set just shows you how well Brady has played this week so far. And again, I haven't seen a great deal of Brady before this tournament, but she's certainly been the player of the tournament, I think, so far this week. She served a lot of aces today. She served well all week, and she just looks a player full of confidence in herself and in the game. She's striking and timing the ball very, very well, moving well, being aggressive and just playing the pressure game as well, you know, serving matches out, and just looks a player who knows how to win and confident that she's going to win every match and play well every time she steps on the court. As for a verdict, again, neither lost a set this week, as I said previously, so it's very difficult to split them. I will edge towards Brady. I just think she's got a bigger weight of shot, more consistent ground strokes, and I think for Teichmann it's important that she uses variety, tries to get into the net, change up the pace, and not let Brady sort of settle into the rhythm, because I think when Brady, by the looks of it, when she does settle down and win the opening couple of games and really start timing the ball, she's very difficult to stop, and it would take a fantastic defence to sort of neutralise that. As I said at the start of this preview, it is an unexpected final. With Serena in the draw, you certainly expected her to make it, but she did get shocked by fellow American Shelby Rogers. But these 2 players fully deserve to be there. You know, they have been the best 2 players this week, and they both done very well. It should be a fantastic final. So my tips to win are HALEP and Brady. But thanks for watching the video. Enjoy the finals tomorrow if you are tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be back probably next week with another couple of videos, and the countdown is on for the US Open. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.